What's up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. This is part 1 of my Body Power UK experience. And so right now we are in the plane flying to the UK, and right here we arrived in the hotel, the Holiday Inn Express, near the Body Power Expo place, actually, the location. Right here we are driving with a taxi to the NEC Center, where the Body Power is held. Here stepping out of the taxi, of course. But it's just been such an amazing experience. You will see exactly how everything went down. This is the main entrance, as you can see, walking towards our booth, our location within the expo. We had a 3x3 meter location, and this is on a Thursday, by the way. The expo was on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you had basically the Thursday and Friday, just the beginning of Friday, to build up your booth, to really build it up, to really design it, to really, put everything in it that you want. And you can see right there that the entire expo is still in the making, as it's one day before the very start. You would not be able to imagine that within a couple of hours that would already be pretty much done. Everything is still in the making, very bland, nothing is there yet. Even our booth, it really took a couple of hours to get it together. We had no idea how we were really going to dress it up, but we eventually did, because as you can see, we are starting to put everything together. The clothing right there, we've even got a golden statue right there to put clothing on, a classic physique trunks on. We've got the supplements, we've got all our clothing items, our leg day, our sleeveless shirts, our stringers, tank tops, and a lot more. Well, we are in the truck because the taxi here is a little too expensive to travel from the Body Power to the hotel. It's a 9-minute drive for £8. So, we're sitting in the back of the van with all the supplies, and that is also very possible, as you can see. So, this is Thursday, and we have built up the stand already, and on Friday from 8:30 we will be able to finish up the stand, finish everything, finishing touches, and then from 9 it will open for everyone. So now we're starving, haven't eaten in about 4 to 5 hours. It's not good for my muscle protein synthesis. I don't want to shrink, I want to grow. So we're gonna eat a very big meal right now, and yeah, I'm going to enjoy that for sure. And then when we had a nice meal, we actually went to the grocery store, but we wouldn't pay for a taxi, so we walked there about 30 minutes, and then we walked back with heavy grocery bags for sure. And this is the next day in the hotel, in the breakfast room, having a nice breakfast, just picking some fruit, some eggs of course, had some porridge before this, put in some whey that I brought with me, some super protein complex whey of course. And yeah, we're just enjoying the breakfast. It's around 7 a.m. right now, and it starts for the VIPs on 9 a.m. So we really had to hurry up to make everything ready for the day. And it was very nice, because this little van right here drove us for free every single day to the Body Power from the hotel. So this is the day that it all begins for real, when all the people will start coming in. It's probably around 8:30 a.m. right now, so about 30 minutes before everyone starts to walk in, and it begins right now, after this very clip. This is our stand, our booth, and a lot of people kept coming up to me. This is just a few small clips showing you how many people really came up and talked to me about classic bodybuilding, about nutrition, about working out, asking for tips, taking pictures, and so much more. It was such an amazing experience, and this is during the VIP time, so from 9 a.m. to 10:30, only the VIPs were allowed, and from 10:30 to 6 p.m. everybody was allowed. So now it starts getting busier and busier, and a lot more people are starting to get to the booth. It was just an amazing experience. I just had a blast talking with everybody. I have to say, after a couple of hours it gets a little tiring because you're not able to eat enough. Your nutrition is lacking after a couple of hours, of course, because it's very difficult to get a proper meal in when you're very busy. But we managed to find some time to walk around the expo as well, and you can see the enormous queue with Christian Guzman right there. Guys like that were there as well. And of course, Andrade with 1 million followers on Instagram. And right here, this was at the end after 6 p.m. Just walking around the expo one more time, just having some fun here and there, just having a good time. And after this, we will be going to a very hardcore gym.
Oké, nou ja, Ken. Slaap bijna in die kast op meer.
Hoeveel had jij? 800?
Ja.
Alright guys, this is something I've never experienced before. This is called Dino's Gym, very close to the BODYPOWER Expo indeed. It's the most hardcore gym I've ever been to, so if you're ever in the neighborhood of Birmingham, do make sure to visit this amazing gym. You can already see by all the pictures, by the environment, by the machines you're about to see, how hardcore and old school this gym is. This is exactly what I like to see. You can see pictures of Dorian Yates, Victor Richards, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and old school equipment. You know, just everything that I love about what a gym can have. Signatures everywhere. The owner of the gym has met pretty much anybody who is famous in the classic era of bodybuilding, and it's just amazing. The owner is now showing us all the machines, the environment in the gym. And you know, when you see pictures of Arnold like this, you have no choice but to work very hard whenever you work out in this very gym. Just look at the environment. Everything is just incredible. I've never experienced something like this before, only on videos, documentaries, even a posing room upstairs, as you can see, dedicated to bodybuilders wanting to sculpt their physique even further. So this is a posing room right here, which is just absolutely amazing. You can check yourself from the front, of course, and from the back at the same time. Mirrors on every single side, optimal lighting, great for pictures, great for progression. So yeah, as you just heard, this gym is even supporting young kids, so instead of them, you know, ending up on the street, they are allowed to train in this gym, actually working on their health, because in the end, working out is very good for you. Doesn't matter in what kind of gym it is. It actually gives you a proper vibe in this gym to work even harder and work on your physique, building that muscle. It's all just a motivation for sure. And of course, the workout that we would start out with in a hardcore gym like this is a chest workout. Starting out with a decline bench press, of course, first warming up with just a bar, as I always do before every single chest workout, to make sure that my chest is properly warmed up. Don't go too heavy every single time, because if you do, you know, you will face the consequences one day. And this is a second set right here. Still going quite light. You know, it's a second set, but it's the first true set, you know, working set, 80 kilograms. Still making sure that the bar goes down relatively slow and touches the chest, having a wide grip even on a decline. But on a decline bench press, you have to look out that you don't drop the bar too high on your chest. So make it drop nice and low, because on a decline bench press, what do you want to target? The lower pecs. If you let it drop too high, it will impinge your shoulders, and it might actually cause injuries if you go too heavy. And of course, I did go very heavy during this workout, and I was working out together with my dad and my brother Kane, who is going really well himself, by the way. He is, very strong. Every time I work out with him, he can pretty much do the weights that I do. So it's amazing to be able to work out with family like this. It's very unique. I am used to it, but every time we are somewhere, they are saying that they have never seen, a dad, a brother, a mother, me all being together in the same gym. So it's very unique for sure. And of course, I have to rock the old school sleeveless classic shirt because I am staying golden in a gym like this. And yes, as I said, I was gonna go heavy because there's no excuse when music like this is on the background. So 150 kilograms for me, even after a day of barely eating my calories, talking to a lot of people. You might think it's not a lot of effort, but it is, standing on the expo all day. But I don't care. We were going to work out and give it our all, because this gym, no matter what day you have, will pump you up, will psych you up to do your very best during the workout. So what you see right here is my final set, and usually doing the bench press, no matter what kind of bench press, the last set will go to very failure and even beyond. So you will need a good spotter behind you to feel safe to be able to do that. What's awesome about this gym as well is the people working out in this gym. You can just tell they're all very serious, all hardcore, and of course I want to take pictures with people like this in the gym. Just amazing people, just an amazing environment to work out with, to work out in. And right here we are getting ready for the regular bench press, and there's no need for the clips on the side, as you can see. Why? Because if your form is good, as the owner is about to explain right here, you don't need those clips. You can just leave them off. And especially with plates like this and a barbell like this, it will not just slide off easily. But I would not advise beginners to do this, but as you've seen, I've noticed about the form that I use on a bench press, there's no way that those plates would be sliding off, because I like keeping the bar straight as an arrow. So this is set number 1 of the regular bench press. Also still warming up with a relatively light weight that I can do about 15 to 20 reps easily with, to warm up the muscles for that specific motion. That is very important during exercises which are shoulder sensitive, chest tendon sensitive, because I've heard so many stories of people ripping their chest muscles that I just don't want to take the risk. What's funny is that all the bars and all the plates are very different. You sometimes can't even see how much weight it is. You just put it on, you just use it, and you feel the weight that you're using. You don't even know how much weight you're really lifting sometimes, especially on some of the machines that you're about to see. But that's the beauty of bodybuilding. Eventually, in the end, it is all about what you feel in the muscle, not about the exact weight that you're doing. That is what classic bodybuilding is about.
1, 2, 3, 4, super power, one more power. There you go. Fucking easy. High five.
So when it's set number 2 on exercise number 2 on a chest day, you can go heavier quite fast if you feel that your chest is warmed up properly, if you feel it pumped up with blood. So for you guys who don't feel the chest on the bench press, if your chest isn't pumped up when you're doing a bench press, even after having done the entire exercise, there's something not right with your form or your mind-muscle connection. You have to find out the proper width of the grip that you use, because when doing the bench press, you should always feel a pump after having completed the exercise, no matter what. No matter if you have a low day, no matter if you're in contest prep, your chest will be filled up with blood to be able to lift that weight. Every single muscle fiber in the chest has to be utilized, and the only way to do that is for your body to rush blood to that area. So that's why I like having a pump, because it tells you that every single muscle fiber is recruited, and that means growth in every single possible way on that muscle, giving you a complete look. And you can see that this is just old school training, guys. You can see the plates are uneven. I don't care. A lot of you guys say, even when I use a green and a black plate on either side, that it's not symmetrical. But you know, when you're an old school bodybuilder, that doesn't matter. What matters is what you feel in your hands, the weight that you actually feel when you're lifting. That's what it's about. So take your mental mind out of it. Just go to your instincts. If you have the experience, you can lift like this for sure, but always and always have a good spotter behind you.
No, why? He's going to do a negative. There you go, brother. That's a set. Fantastic.
And then, as a third exercise, it is time for some incline dumbbell presses. And these dumbbells are actually pounds, they're in pounds, and as you guys know, I only know kilograms, you know, to how heavy it is, because I'm used to lifting kilograms in the Netherlands, and here some things are kilograms, some things are pounds, but that's just the beauty of this gym as well. As I mentioned, it's all about how it feels. So I just grabbed dumbbells of 50 pounds. I know it's roughly double the amount of the kilograms you use, you know, times 2.2, but I just feel it out, feel what it feels like, and then decide how heavy to do the next set. And by the way, the lighting in this gym is amazing as well. Watching this video, it just shows you exactly what you look like, because some gyms have bad diffuse lighting or soft lighting, makes you look worse than you actually are. So this gym is an amazing motivation because it shows you exactly how good or worse your pump is. So do your very best to show your best in this gym. And on the incline dumbbell press, it is very important to stretch all the way down. As you can see, Kane is stretching his arms further than 90 degrees, which is almost impossible on the regular bench press, because of course you're limited by the actual barbell touching your chest. But with the dumbbells, you can put them to the side of your body, going even deeper. And look at this, guys. Pumping iron is playing on every single TV screen in this gym over and over on a loop. So if you're not motivated by then, I don't know what else can motivate you. Pumping Iron, the best bodybuilding movie ever made. And it's time for 100-pound dumbbells. It just sounds amazing doing 100-pound presses. And I just did this until failure because I wasn't sure if I was able to do 10 reps with this, but I was able to, so I decided, hell, I'm just gonna go to failure on every single exercise that I'm gonna do today on the last set. It's actually what I usually do when working out. Sometimes for example, on back, I don't go to very failure because it might, injure your lower back. But on this day, I was just gonna go hardcore. So yes, I cannot do anything else but do classic exercises when I'm in a gym like this, inspired by the golden era, seeing Arnold everywhere, and now it is time as a fourth exercise for some Pec Deck Flyes. I already did 3 sets of an unknown weight, because you see behind me I put the pin in one of those holes, and I just feel how heavy it is. It doesn't really state how heavy it really is. Maybe it does on the other side, but I didn't check. I just felt the weight and work with it. But on this pec deck, it is very important to stretch all the way out as far as you can, and then push all the way in, contracting the chest. This is a fly exercise, and a fly exercise means that it's an isolation for the chest. So the triceps, the shoulders, they're not helping. It's all about the chest if you're doing it right. So on the dumbbell flies, the cable flies, it's all about the chest. And again, going to absolute failure, of course. And then after having done those chest exercises, it is time for some side lateral raises on this old school machine. As you can see, it is, it's very old. The owner said at the beginning it is older than all of us put together, which, when you look at this machine, is something that you can believe. And I wasn't aware how much weight I was doing, but apparently it's 130 pounds, and this is my last set. So after finishing with 2 arms, going to failure, I use 1 arm at one time. And the reasoning why I can go a little further, a little deeper using 1 arm, is because every single time you do 1 rep with 1 arm, the other arm is allowed to rest just for a few seconds, so allowing you to go beyond failure by yourself. And then my dad on top of that is spotting me, so this is the only way to build those side delts. But this was set number 4, and the 3 sets we did before that was first 25 reps, then 20 reps, then 15 reps, and the last set was until failure, as you saw. So when I'm doing dumbbell side lateral raises, I apply the same method because I like going with a lot of volume in the side delts. I only do 1 exercise a week for the side delts, basically, to really, you know, I'm genetically gifted with the side delts, with my delts overall, but even for people who are not, sticking with a light weight is the most important thing you can do if you have lacking side or rear delts, because the only way to target them and isolate them is choose a light weight. But you can do a lot more reps with a light weight than 10 reps or 12 reps, so you stick to 25 reps. Pumping and forcing that blood into those muscle fibers in those specific muscle groups. That's the only way to make those delts pop and grow. And then we're doing some triceps. This is an amazing one, the V-bar pushdown. And not a lot of gyms have this, but behind us when doing this exercise there's a back support. So we're actually leaning against the back support, purely focusing on the triceps. You don't have to use your abs, not as much at least, to stabilize your body. You can really rest and stabilize your body by just leaning against the backrest and then focusing purely on pushing the weight down with the triceps, which is an amazing first exercise to do. And this one, guys, the seated tricep dips, you've seen me doing these in the gym back in the Netherlands, but with a different machine because it's a hammer grip, but this is a neutral grip and this is specifically designed for working the triceps, mainly the long head and the medial head of the triceps, because your arms are actually behind your body, so it really stretches and contracts your triceps to the max without affecting the chest too much. So the chest cannot really help that much. It's purely about the triceps, and that's a machine that I truly need at home to work on my weak point, the triceps. Because as you guys know, the triceps have 3 heads, the small head, the medial head and the long head, and you want to work especially on the long head if your triceps or your arms in general are a weak point, because the long head of your triceps is the biggest single muscle in your entire arm, so when they grow, your entire arm will look bigger for sure. And I just wanted to show you this last set number 4 on these seated tricep dips. I'm actually wearing a belt right there to keep me down on the seat because it is pretty heavy, and I just wanted to show you that I do go to failure pretty much every single time beyond failure with a spotter, because that is very important for growth, at least for me. And then after the workout, of course I was going to use that posing room to do some classic poses, just to see my progression, just to see how far I still need to go to look my best in 8 weeks on that classic physique stage. So right here I'm just checking what I look like under this ideal lighting in this posing room. You know, it's just amazing that this is possible. I would pretty much be here every single time when working out, especially after working out chest. You get such a good pump that you will see the ideal scenario.
In 2 minutes, right? If you see on the walls, every year we always get somebody posing. I'm going to get you downstairs. I'll get you just compulsory, that's all. Okay? I'll call you down in 2 minutes. Sure. Okay. We'll have some fun. Pump up, then just come down the back stairs. Okay?
Alright, so basically this is a rare occurrence indeed. Sometimes when a bodybuilder is training in this gym, everything in the gym is being put on hold to showcase some poses of the bodybuilder training there. And this time I was chosen to do that very thing.
Just in 2 minutes. It's very rare that you get a guy with massive potential like this. So he's just going to hit a few shots. So I wouldn't mind if you just come down and just give him some support and don't shout to his compulsion. So I just want to introduce you to a young man with an incredible future, Mr. Wesley Vissers. So from the start, front double biceps. Massive. Come on, let's do some noise. Front lat spring. on, brother. There you go. Side chest, any side.
Left side.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Side triceps. Come on, brother, you show him. Beautiful. Look at that. Come on, let's make some noise. Turn to the rear. Rear double biceps, showing the calf. They're both good, so anyone.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Whoa! Beautiful.
Nice.
And the rear handspring.
Well, pull it out, pull it
Come
out.
on, pull it out, brother.
Pull it out, Wesley.
Come on, squeeze it out for Arnold. Boom!
That's the boy.
And just give the ladies and gentlemen your favourite pose, brother.
Come on, most of us.
Give it them.
Come on.
Moppers.
Good, show them that. Woo! Tell you what, let's give the most muscular. Oh, fantastic! The most muscular. Oh, well, never mind that. Head to head, brother. Come on over the top like the old days. Yeah, get that fucking head on there! Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only. This kid's got an incredible future. He's got his mum, his dad, his brother behind him. The one and only Wesley Vissers. Fantastic.
So yeah, I just thought this was nice to end the video with. As you can see, I just had an amazing, unique, never to forget time during this day 1 at the Body Power, and you know, part 2 is coming for you guys. I want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay golden.